Good evening. It is 9 o'clock on this Wednesday night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team, and it is a much quieter night out there tonight compared to what we've had for the past few nights. We did have some showers and storms that came through our area a little bit earlier today, but for the evening, most of us have been dry. There's just been one little area that we've been watching still here over on the east side, and that's along I-20 there in parts of Morgan County right now. That was kind of along and just right along there, I-20 a little bit earlier. That had some heavier rain with it. It's still taking a little while for it to totally fall apart, but it is weakening and much weaker there on the east side. Elsewhere around Atlanta, nothing going on. On the south side, we're dry. Most of North Georgia is dry. We've just got a couple little areas there with maybe just a few raindrops here and there as we're watching some of these showers that continue to filter through. But again, most of us are dry out there tonight. Now, I've heard so many complaints from so many people about this weather pattern that we've been stuck in, and people have been saying, Chris, when are we finally going to get a break? And that's coming. And we just have to get through one more day of these showers and storms. And I know it seems like they have been daily afternoon and evening showers and storms, and we have had them for a while, but we're going to finally see a front come in tomorrow that will kind of break this pattern and change up our atmosphere to bring in some drier air so that we will go away from the daily afternoon and evening scattered showers and storms. But with that drier air is also going to bring in some hotter air as we finish up the week and head into the weekend. So we always seem to find something to complain about with weather, whether it's too much rain. So we can celebrate the dry air coming into the weekend, but I know that a lot of people are going to start complaining about the hot air that we're going to be dealing with. So let's focus on the rain part of this first, where we've been watching some of those scattered showers out there for tonight. Again, here in Atlanta, we're fine. Those showers that we've been watching that have been a little more impressive have been to the south of us. And I'm going to widen out just a little bit more so you can see kind of how these were a little bit stronger. We were watching them earlier tonight in Pike and Lamar County and in parts of Upson County. We were kind of keeping an eye on those during our 5 and 6 o'clock newscast. Then that moved up into Butts County, still with some heavy rain, thunder, and lightning, pushing into parts of Newton County and Jasper County, but it started weakening in this area right here in Jasper and Newton County, still moving up along I-20 here in those areas of Morgan County and into Greene County, trying to move up into Oconee County, just to the south of Athens, but they're not as heavy as they were a little bit earlier, mainly just some lighter showers pushing through there. And in North Georgia, most areas are quiet right now. We had a good line coming through Fannin and Gilmer County a little bit earlier, coming out of Whitfield and Murray County here from northwest Georgia, and then it started weakening as it pushed on over to the east as well. And now again, just a couple of areas of light green showing up there in Gordon County with just a few raindrops there. Some of that trying to push into Pickens County as well. And on the south side, now that this system has pushed on up to the north here into Morgan County near Madison, now most areas south of I-20 are dry. So on the south side earlier, it was a little more active there. Again, as we were watching those showers and storms coming out of Pike, Lamar, Spalding County, over into areas of Butts County, Henry County. So now that is all weakening. Now, where the action is in our state at this hour, that's well down to the south in parts of South Georgia. So this is even south of Macon here. You see right at the top of your screen is Warner Robins. So that's even south of Macon. You go on down to 75 toward Cordele, and then to the west of 75, this is where we have some stronger storms here. Here's Albany, Georgia. There's Ashburn and Tifton, Georgia. So this is, again, just to the west of 75, where we have these strong storms around the Dawson area. Not only are they producing the rain, thunder, and lightning and strong winds, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning there. And let me show you where that warning is in effect. I'll plot that for you. That is a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee and Terrell County. But there is also a flash flood warning that is down there too. In that same area, what you see in green right here is a flash flood warning because all the heavy rain that has come in. So that is just north of Dougherty County. That's where Albany is located here. So it's in those areas right there, again, in Lee and in Terrell County in far south Georgia, where we have that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect at this hour. and we'll go back up to North Georgia, and you can again see how things are a lot quieter for our area tonight. And I really think that for the rest of the evening hours tonight, things are going to be much quieter here. But the action for the eastern half of the country is up to the north of us. And look at this line that's moving through these areas of Tennessee, Kentucky. They already moved through Illinois and Indiana. Now they're up into Ohio, pushing into parts of West Virginia and into the western parts of Pennsylvania. Earlier, we had some tornado watches with that and even some tornado warnings. These are all now generally severe thunderstorm watches. And then a lot of those smaller polygons along that line is where we have severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Just a little bit earlier, south of Nashville, in this part of the line, as I take you in a little bit tighter, we did have a tornado warning that was in effect for some areas south of Nashville. But we no longer have any tornado warnings there. So I'm keeping an eye on that just because that is up to the north of us. We don't expect that to make it into our area. All of that is generally going to be moving over to the east and then weakening as it continues moving to the east. I think even North Alabama is going to be fine from that. All of that is going to push into the and not really make it into our area. So, but that's where most of the action is out there for tonight. Take a live look right now. This is our tower cam looking over Truist Park. The sun just went down just a few moments ago, and you can see some of the clouds that are hanging in there. But what was cool a little while ago when the sun went down, some of these holes there on the horizon, we were able to see the sun come down through that. And it looked really nice there, kind of mixing in with some of those clouds. Here is a live look, and this gives us a good view of that too. This is our tower cam on Arizona Avenue, and some of the colors from this vantage point as we're looking over the city and westward there, where we still see some of that light there on the horizon and up in those clouds. So a really cool look at that too. But again, this also shows us where we have some breaks in the clouds, but also some of the clouds that are still hanging around in those spots there. Now, we have one more day, as I mentioned. As a front's going to be coming in tomorrow, we're going to be dealing with scattered showers and scattered storms pushing through our area. But with this one, it looks like it's going to be a little bit earlier in the day. Now, I've put on here 8 until 4 in the afternoon. Now, not all of us are going to be seeing storms that entire time, but it's in that time frame when we're going to start seeing some showers and storms pushing into northwest Georgia first in the earlier part of the day, and then exiting to the east of us by 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where things are going to be drying out. So instead of us dealing with late afternoon and early evening showers and storms, tomorrow it's going to be more of a morning and early to mid-afternoon time frame when we're going to see some of those scattered storms moving in. So it's another day where you need to stay aware and be flexible as we're watching those storms that'll be pushing our way. Now, here's what we're watching for tonight. I showed you that line of storms that was stretching from Ohio through parts of southern Indiana, Kentucky, and to Tennessee, where we have those severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, back into Arkansas, and even parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Earlier, there was a level 3 risk in this area here. That has now been taken out. It's now a level 2 and a level 1 risk. And that doesn't even make it into our area for tonight. But for tomorrow, the level 1 risk does make it back into our area. And that level 1 risk means, yes, we're going to have some scattered showers and storms, but there's a chance for just some isolated, stronger ones that could turn severe. And the main threats with any of those would be wind, rain, lightning, maybe some small hail with them. But we don't think this is going to be a really widespread severe weather event or anything like that. And I'm going to show you the timing of the system and what we're expecting with it coming up in just a few minutes. But meanwhile, we hit 90 again today. Our low this morning was 71. Those temperatures trending a little bit above the average. We picked up 2/100ths of an inch of rain today. Some of you picked up more, and that just kind of shows you the nature of some of these scattered showers that we have coming through. Some of them have heavy rain with them, some of them not much at all. The one that happened to be over Hartsfield-Jackson was only 2/10 of an inch. Now, we did have some delays at Hartsfield-Jackson earlier today because of some nearby storms that were around, but nothing was really too bad at Hartsfield during the afternoon hours today. Here's a look at our rainfall, where we have been watching many days this month where we have had a measurable rainfall. And I've kind of been showing this to you every night here. Again, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of June, those were dry days. And then we had this stretch here of wet days from the 4th through the 14th, where we at least had some sort of measurable rain. On the 15th, on that Sunday, remember, it was such a nice day there with dry weather. And then we had a trace of rain on the 16th. Yesterday, 900s, and today there's the 200s. Now, I do think we'll see some rain here tomorrow, and then we go back to a drier pattern, at least for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as we expect to be rain-free. Right now, we're watching temperatures that are at 80 degrees here in town. Most other places are in the 70s. We did have some spots with rain-cooled air a little bit earlier. It made it into the 70s earlier in Carrollton and in Marietta, and then ever since then, it's been holding in the 70s, even after the rain has been pushing out. So we started off this morning. It was even kind of not as warm this morning at 71 in the after midnight, and then 7 to 8 o'clock we were at 73, and then we were watching these temperatures here climb during the day. There you see it moving up into those 80s, and we even went a little bit higher than that today. We got up to 90 in between those hourlies there, and then we had some nearby rain, cooled air, dropped it to 81, then back to 83, and then we're back in those lower 80s here once again. So here's what we're expecting during the day here on your Thursday. We're going to see temperatures right around 72 degrees in the early morning hours, and then we'll watch those temperatures up to 75 at 9, 79 at 11. Now remember, I was showing you here where we had that chance for a shower early in the morning at 8 o'clock, but that's mainly northwest Georgia. But once we get to 9, 10, 11, that's where we're going to see the rain chances coming into the metro area to around lunchtime and just after lunch, and then they're going to move out pretty quickly, drying out later in the day and getting up to around 89 degrees. Now, temperatures tomorrow are going to be tricky depending on that rainfall, and if we get some of these showers at 1, 2, and 3 in the afternoon, we may have some rain-cooled air here to maybe slow things down getting up to 89 degrees, but that's just kind of what we're looking at out there for right now. So here is the forecast track. As you can see, not a lot going on here tonight. We were watching those little showers over on the east side, south of Athens. Those are going to move away. We have a few clouds that are with us, a few holes in those clouds to let us see the moon and the stars out there. And then here we go into early tomorrow morning. We're going to be dry in the Atlanta area. But notice how we're watching some of those showers out to the west that are going to try to be moving in. And as they get closer to us, some of them are going to fall apart. Now, this model is kind of freezing up on us right here, so I'll fix that for us a little bit later on there with that rainfall. But we're going to see those showers that are going to be coming in during the, as we mentioned, mid-morning into the middle of the afternoon, and then everything's going to move out. And again, not widespread rain, scattered showers that'll be with us, and a few storms are going to be possible with that. But then once we get into the daytime hours here on Friday, all that moisture is going to be out of here. Now again, ignore this right here. For some reason that's frozen up here on this model. But notice the clouds and everything moving away. So Friday, we are going to be looking just fine out there with dry weather that's going to be moving in. Saturday is also going to be a dry day too. Now here's another look at what we've got going on. As this front comes in tomorrow, look at this. Now the blue color here on the moisture map indicates the drier air. That's going to start here late on Thursday, beginning to filter in, and by Friday, the blue is indicating that drier air. So not only is this meaning no rain, but the dew points are going to drop a little bit, and the humidity levels will come down. So it's not going to be quite as muggy. Still, there'll be some humidity around, but just not any crazy oppressive stuff out there. So Friday we're dry. Saturday the dry air is still over us. Sunday the dry air is still with us too. Once we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday though, the yellows start coming back. Again, not a major rain chance with that, but just the humidity levels coming back and a 20% chance for showers that will reintroduce back into the forecast here for the beginning of the week. So tomorrow's the day with the highest rain chance, and then look at this, dry Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're back to that 20% chance for a couple of isolated showers. So here's what we're watching with that 7-day outlook. 89 for a high Thursday, 90 on Friday. Then we'll see it warming up on Saturday and Sunday. As we dry out, those temperatures are really going to start moving up. 93 for a high Saturday and Sunday, but at least we expect to be rain-free here for the weekend. And then just back to a 20% chance for a shower Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Most places will stay dry, but look at these temperatures. 94 Monday, 95 here for Tuesday, as well as on your Wednesday. So if you're watching us right now on 11 Alive Plus, just know that at the bottom of your screen, or you look at the carousel there, at any time you can also look at weather Impact 24/7 to give you 24/7 weather information where you can see radar looping and a lot of weather content there. So be sure to check that out too. So thank you for watching this extended weather update on 11 Live Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We'll have more updates for you later on tonight and through the day tomorrow.